still about the new government, and of course many challenges waiting for the new government, and many expectations from people all around. So to talk more about the economic sector in particular, over the phone we have Dr. Mustafa Wali, former head of the Federation of Industries. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
So first of all, the significance, or how do you see the impact of merging investment and international trade?
Well, actually, in this new merging of some ministries, the new cabinet, I think there are some activities, major activities, should be related to each of the former, for example, entities as ministry. Very important, common and essential activities and understanding, and even the essence of the business of itself of this ministry is so related, so affecting the other ministry. And I think in this case, foreign trade together with investment, while both actually are very important issues in the macroeconomic of any country, especially in such case like ours, where we are in badly need for development, in investment, increasing the volume investment, and meanwhile also this will yield and should yield also for more production for export. And this is together, you see, it's the Ministry of the Foreign Trade and the Ministry of Investment. And right now there is something new. I mean, it was not before new, but now it's new. It's now, you can say, the Ministry of Investment and Foreign Trade. I mean, the investment now has the title well, I would say the grade and the positioning of a ministry, and that's important really. I hope it will work properly. Yeah.
Yes, of course, both of them are working, let's say, in the same file. So we have seen some declarations by the Minister of Finance and Trade, Ahmed Kojak, and he was talking about stimulating the private sector for the economic growth. So how do you see his first declarations? He was talking, of course, about the private sector, and he was talking about how to be proactive for all crisis management in general that we are facing.
Yeah, I would like first to highlight and just shed the light from my side for some new figures. I mean, to have the post of ministers, especially the new ministers in this case. All of them, actually, the new ones, are really have their history. It's proven history, well-known history. And meanwhile, it's a history of both, you know, the educational and the background, technical background, and also the what we call the real experience in the field. So most of them, especially, of course, the gentlemen of the Minister of Foreign Investment and Foreign Trade and Foreign Investment and Trade, and also, of course, when it comes to the Minister of Finance. If you look at the profile, it's well known. They have the knowledge and the experience of dealing with all the parties important in their businesses right now as ministers. They know the world, I mean the economic world, and the international arena concerning, you know, economies and trade and all this. And it's proven experience. I hope it's well known. And especially they were here even up to the last minute before being ministers. They have been working in their fields, you know, in their, you know, corresponding ministries. However, I think this is a very good trend, and I hope we will soon feel and will witness the effect, the very positive effect of such merging.
Right, and just to continue, of course, you were talking about human development as well, in which he prioritized the human development as a cornerstone of public spending, particularly in the health and the education sectors.
Definitely, definitely, I agree with you 100%. But because we started with this, actually what's going on in these two arenas, I mean, the foreign trade and investment. Well, I mean, actually, especially investment. Just to see how important for us is the investment. The investment is one of the most important, efforts and achievement to reach a decent and progressive GDP, generally, gross domestic product, yearly. It proved to be that the only way and the most effective way. The more we are successful in this, the more it directly will affect and will reflect on the economy. And the human resources in this case is very important, and it should be taken care of to the best, especially when it comes to raising the standards and the qualification of the Egyptian labor at large, or the Egyptian staff at large, those who can deal in business, in industry, and everything. And I think we have great achievement in this, but we need more, especially the demand for for example, for the industry. The demand is with more specification, I mean more expertise in certain fields, especially the information technology and its advances, and a lot of things related to very specific experiences must be available. And in this case, this will be a very tough but very important issue in human development. I hope we can give it the right efforts and the right care for such area.
Well, how do you see also the merging of the planning, Ministry of Planning with the Ministry of International Cooperation as well?
Well, I am not an expert actually when it comes to this point, but we know it's general experience and public experience, because we are witnessing this, we live this, we know this. I mean, as names and as figures and as capacity. Well, I think, that's my opinion, the merge in this case could be also useful, because if you look at deeply on how the importance of planning, that's essential for sure. But of course, if you can merge, because you are in a developing world, you need the world, you need the expertise of the world who are in this area of planning, then of course international cooperation in this case will be a great asset. And for both of them, I mean both of the activities of the two ministers in merging, will be integrated. It will be integrated business. That's my feeling.
Well, back to Minister of Finance, who affirmed that the ministry's pursuit of financial discipline as it aims to maintain a significant primary surplus equivalent to 3.5% of GDP this fiscal year, giving more outlines and more figures about his plans for the future. How do you see this?
I see it's a great task. It is a hell of a task, but it's achievable, inshallah, with the circumstances to be in our favor. I mean, circumstances beyond our control. I mean, the whole situation in the area, because this affects directly, of course, anything. We are witnessing the shortcoming due to this geographical situation, regional situation. But in general, we have been through such situation. We are tough people. We managed to get our way, and generally, still up to this moment, our GDP growth is positive. Of course, we have been passing some very good times when it was 7% and even more. And of course, if we reach any positive figures, but hopefully as big as we can, this will be great. It's achievable, yes, I feel it's achievable. But let's be fair and frank. It depends, a lot of things depends about, how things will get to normal in the region around us, because it affects directly anything, everything, not anything.
Well, also, I think one of the real challenges is how to contain the external and internal shocks because we're talking about risks and crises taking place on the regional and international level, and of course, which directly and indirectly affects Egyptian economy in general.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
So,
That,
how do you
this,
see this part in particular, and what are your expectations for this?
well, expectation, and of course you can expect, you can be hopeful, but the most important thing that the parties who are dealing, who are the cause or the reason, the main key players in the situation, in this crisis, uh, the parties themselves, somebody, somehow, they should get together, they should settle, because it's in favor of everybody now. Everybody now, right now, even in Europe, far east, far west in Europe, even the state is affected with the economic crisis, mainly economic crisis, because the average person is affected by the economy in the first place. And I hope that the world will get some sense now and get back and help those who have the decision, who have the capacity or the power to settle things and get into dialogue, getting together and to settle things into the right way, which will ease the situation, get the life normal again in the area, especially in our area and our region.
Talking about, let's say, when it comes to foreign and domestic borrowing, and these policies actually, which need to be taken into consideration during this critical period of time, how do you see this part in particular, the way it is managed?
You mean borrowing and lending? You mean in
Yes,
this
of course.
sense, economic sense? Yes, you are talking this way. You mean this?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you get to the international procedure, the international records concerning borrowing each country in its economic way and its geographical location, it's a big story. It's a long story. Started even after the Second World War and keeps going. The only thing is that when the world in peace in general, a lot of things can happen positively. So it means that you can borrow easily and you can pay back easily again. I mean, the same ease you can borrow, you can pay back. The only thing, the availability for borrowing and the conditions of borrowing. So far, as much as you can to minimize your borrowing, then you are minimizing your burden. But then again, there are areas when you badly need for borrowing in general. You can borrow even expertise, and this is also you can transfer it into economy. I mean, in cost, money cost. So anyway, let's say that it's normal to borrow, and it's duty to lend. Especially we have these big institutions who can satisfy borrowing, especially for developing countries. That's it. That's my idea. That's my thinking. There could be no other way.
What are the new mechanisms to be adopted to push forward when it comes to foreign investment and how to attract more foreign investments in Egypt?
This is our main cause right now, and it has been before, but the importance of this cause, of this issue, is now felt to the maximum. Investment, it's a very old story when it comes to the world. You see the people and the countries who have been developing countries, and then they reach it through investment and encouragement of investment, and those who invested, helped them in investment, now reached a very good level or a moderate or good level of development, economic development, I mean. So it is essential that anything will hamper or will decelerate the pace of investment. We have to immediately tackle it and try immediately to stop it. and plan at the same time that for more investment. Planning more investment, then you get now to a lot of parameters, important parameters, from even, facilities for transportation, for mentalities even who are dealing in the concept of investment, of those who are calling or working to attract the investment, and altogether this what we call the environment in we invest in. So I think one word can describe this. It should be friendly investment atmosphere or climate.
Right. Dr. Mustafa Wali, former head of the Federation of Industries, thank you very much for joining us. And with this, we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International. مصر هي مصر بقوة شعبها، مصر هي مصر محدش قدها، تفضل برضه هي مصر مهما حصل لها. مصر هي مصر بقوة شعبها، مصر هي مصر محدش قدها.